Hey guys, today I'm going to do something a little different. This is a very special project because it's my very first commission. Now, I don't normally do unboxings, but for the sake of showing how this kit starts to the finished product, I'm going to do an unboxing. And I'm going to go over some of the things I'm going to do to this kit. So, I have my girl's brother is a big Voltron fan. This is a big part of his life growing up. And he asked me if I could do a kit for him. So I'm like, hell yeah. Now here's the first runner. We got the sword. We got, looks like some of the limb parts. Now the lion blades, I've actually researched these quite a bit so I can get a better understanding of how to do the battle damage because, I mean, if I'm doing battle damage, I need to know what kind of enemies Voltron faces, right? Do they use guns? Do they use swords and knives? Do they use claws or energy blasts? Because if none of Voltron's enemies use guns, and you put a whole bunch of bullet holes in Voltron, and then you give it to a fan, it's like, well, what gives, right? Now that's that first runner. Now the limbs are hollow. Here, these ones. So part of the plan is to fill those in with putty. I just have to be very careful because I don't want parts to scrape. All right. Now here we have some more claws and legs for the lions, right? Again, the plan with those is to fill in these holes there, right? Next we have parts for the black lion. Now this is the biggest one in the set. So there's a lot more detail, a lot more parts. And this black lion is going to make up the body and the head. All right. Now we have another red runner. Now this is an example of where I would do seam line removal, right? Because you have the back half and the front half. And no, I'm pretty sure this is going to be part of that. But yeah. Now some of these we have pre-painted parts. Like this part, for example. This is the hilt of the sword, or part of it. And it's already pre-painted. I'm going to try to leave that as is, because I really like the finish on that silver. Now, we have more parts for the sword, but something I wanted to point out is we have, for the lions that are going to make up the legs, we have two heads. We have the ones that go onto the normal lion, and then we have the larger ones that are going to go onto the feet. That's the only parts forming this kit has, is that when you change it to the robot mode, you swap out the bottom heads. Now this is important because I'm going to put it in robot mode, and I like that the eyes on the larger lion heads are indented. It's hard to see in this, but they don't protrude. Whereas the other ones, the ones that come with, actually no. The blue lions, they're indented as well. But that's good. So here are the parts for the yellow lion, right? Now, some of these I'm going to have to use the stickers, like putting the numbers on the lions, because there's no, it's not molded in detail. But some of these things I'm not going to use stickers, and I'm just going to paint. So, one thing I really liked is here we have the thigh piece, right? A lot of kits, they're just two halves sandwiched together, and then you'd have a nasty seam. But because this is one solid piece, it's a lot easier to work with, and it's very beginner friendly because of that. You can do minimal work to this and still have it look amazing. Now, I am going to be doing battle damage, and I'm still doing more of my research. But it helps me get an idea as to how to properly design the kit, because you want it to be to make sense for a Voltron fan, right? But yeah, and these are more of the legs. I'm betting these are probably for the black lion. We'll find out. Now here we have another white runner. This is pre-painted, right? But I love how the chest is made up of separate parts, and they will be in the correct colors, as opposed to one part that's just full of stickers because there's molded detail and no part separation, right? Now, here's the hip joints. Now, this is what I mean about seam line filling, because I'm going to have a front and back half, right? So when you do that, you're going to have a line going through the whole thing where the two parts connect. And that seam line removal is going to remove that, because when I do a kit, I don't want it to look like an action figure. I don't want it to look like a model kit. I want it to look like a high-end, high-quality, if not posable, statue. And here's another lion head, the green, and this is what I mean. The eyes on this one protrude out. There are stickers for the white line on the head and black for the snout. I'm I'm very interested in painting that. I'm going to see how well I can mask that off and see how that goes. But yeah, so that's for the green lion, right? Then we got more of the red parts here, okay? Now, you see these spots here? It's hard to show on. Oh, there we go. There are stickers for those spots. Those I will most likely use. Most likely. But yeah, then we got the parts for the red lion there, right? Again, they protrude. They're not indented, which is fine. But I plan on using at least one of those the feet of the lions for some very special battle damage, let's just say. One eye of one of the lions. And here we have parts for the shield. Again, you got the yellow lion parts. And again, this is where that sticker for the number is going to go. All right. Here's more of the blue, for the blue lion. Again, same kind of thing. It's going to have some seams that are going to need filling. All right. Here we have another gray part with more legs. Again, some of these are going to need filling. These, luckily, will not. They're just joints. But I feel like it looks cheap if you just leave gaps in between the parts, because when you have the lions together, if you're not putting it in Voltron mode, then you're going to see those nasty hollow parts on the lion's legs when they're built. And that's no fun. We don't want it to look cheap like that, because at that point it just makes it look like a cheap, dollar store toy almost, right? It just seems very lazy to me, but at the same time, I do like the fact that, it's a model kit. So I don't expect it to all be done for me. I feel like that defeats the purpose of a model. And while I think that, collectibles and all that are great, don't get me wrong, I got nothing against them. For me personally, I prefer to make my own stuff, right? To build it myself. And there's a certain gratification that comes with that. Now, in this runner, we have the lion's jaws. Okay, so we've got the upper part here, right, the snout, and the lower part, and then on the inside of that we have the bottom jaw with the fangs, and also the top with the fangs. See, so that's kind of nice. I do like that they're movable. And that's how they put the lion blades in. Now the lion blades aren't painted. So I'm probably going to paint that. I mean, we got those. You see, the handle and also this part here should be painted. And then again, here's another part for the shield, right? More of the lion blades. Very nice looking, by the way. Very sharp, very detailed. I am definitely liking that. I've never built a Moderoid kit, but this definitely looks like, looks really good. I feel like I'm missing something here, because I know one of these has the head, and I feel like I accidentally missed it. So again, we got that thigh piece. Very nice. Here it is. Yes. So on this runner, with the hilt for the shield, right, we also have the eyes that are pre-painted. So the blue, the black, the yellow, that's all pre-painted. That I will most likely leave. You got even that little silver orb on the head there. That's very nice. Very well done. Actually, let's get a closer look at that again, because there's no, with action figures, you have a lot of mistakes a lot of the time, a lot of paint mistakes. And here, this just looks flawless. They didn't make it like, the paint apps are well done, basically. They don't look like they were cheaply done or half an effort or anything like that. Here's another for the yellow lion. There are two of those. Okay, and then we got some more parts for the black lion. Okay. Looks like some more joints, like here. It's got some plastic on there. I have to take that off. And yeah, again, more looks like, yep, parts for the head. Oh, so the black lion's head is pre-painted. That's going to be a little tricky. Since the eye is indented, I might be able to mask those off, the red and the yellow, and paint the rest, because I want it to match. I don't want to just paint some of it. And like I said, I'm going to do some weathering here and there, things like that. And again, the seam line filling, just a little bit of everything. And again, I'm going to keep researching Voltron so I can make informed decisions for this project, especially if you're making it for somebody else. You want to make sure you give them something that was worth their time and money, you know? So research is a must. And again, we have some of those parts here where there's a bunch of, hollow parts that are going to go in the middle. So when the lion's legs are spread, you're going to see those. And it'll look good when it's done. Now, we do have a sticker sheet. Like I said, a lot of these I'm going to try to just paint. The blue lion eyes for the yellow lion, because all the other lions have yellow, but you can't put yellow on yellow. And then we have those snouts I was talking about, right? The black with the white line. We got several of those. We got this solid black one. These are for the little gears on the sides of the head. That I'm definitely going to be painting. Some of the eyes, we'll have to see. But a lot of these are unnecessary if you're painting it. So that's definitely helpful. But it's good to know where the color correction is going to be needed. And then it comes with several sets of instructions. So we have our instruction manual, right? Just kind of, I actually downloaded a PDF of this in advance. You're able to get instructions for kits online, which is very helpful. And again, you see what I was saying about the multiple parts that go together for that so they're the right colors. I like that because that also makes it very easy to paint, right? And here we have the torso. Again, we have a front and back half. So while there's going to be holes here for the joints, down below and above, we're going to want to fill those seam lines because we want it to look like a solid piece, not the front and half back of a toy, because while nostalgia is important, the quality of it is as well. We want it to look nice, like a high-end action figure or a high-end statue, right? So these instructions are very helpful because they help me prepare for that. Obviously, this isn't the PDF, but still very useful. It shows how the lion's mouth's open to put the blades in, just how everything goes together. Very nice. And again, we have front and back halves, sides, but very, very easy to do. It'll go together really well, definitely. And that's what I was talking about. See those gaps, those hollow spaces? Yeah, it makes it look like a cheap knockoff. So fixing that is a must. Now we have the instruction manual for the transformation. Very useful, definitely. Now, once this is built, it may need some avoiding just because the paint, we don't want to scratch it up. And the one thing that will definitely get scratched up is, well, most likely, is these back lion legs. They're going to slide into these two lions, right? So it's possible there's enough room in there to avoid scratching, but it might scratch. So that's something to keep in mind. I of course use top coat on everything when I'm done, so that'll help. And here is the one thing, like I was saying about, it's called parts forming, right? When we have to remove and put on separate parts for a transformation, which is always kind of a bummer because it makes it less like the show. But here's what I'm talking about. When you make the legs, you have to remove the normal size lion head and put on the larger one, right? And the reason for that was because it makes more sense for the anime because that's how it was. But yeah, and it shows, how to put the weapons in the lion's mouths and all that. Pretty straightforward stuff, right? And then finally, we have, I'm guessing it's just kind of a color guide and, an idea as to what color everything's supposed to be for when you paint. That's what I'm guessing it's for. And sure enough, it shows the colors of the lion blades, right? Where it's got those paint apps, where the green is, where the blue is, where the red, there's yellow on there as well. All very important. The black lions, looks like there's some yellow on there too. Oh, yeah, I think so. Yes, that's yellow. Sorry, I had to look out the side of the camera to see. And then I believe this opens up as well, if I can get it to, yeah. And there's our parts list, all the parts for the kit, and then more finished project photos. So yeah, I just wanted to show that. Also to show him what I'm working with and how it is before I even get started. And some of these steps I'm probably going to do in a bunch of pictures, because sometimes it's difficult to make a video over every little thing. If I show, putty on a part and make a video just showing putty on a part, and then another video with it sanded, another video with it primed and painted, that's kind of overkill. So some of these might be picture collections, and some of these are definitely going to be videos. But yeah, I just wanted to start that off, let him see what we're working with, and anyone else too who might be interested in, seeing what can be done with this kit, getting an idea as to the possibilities in case they want to build it. All right. Well, anyway, happy Thanksgiving and take care. Bye.